For more than half a century, one elite institution has been the forge for the guardians of Pakistan's maritime frontiers. Today, we're taking a look inside the Pakistan Naval Academy. Tucked away on Manora Island, just off the bustling coast of Karachi, is a place called PNS Rahbar. That's Pakistan Naval Ship Rahbar, and the name literally means one who shows the way. So, what does it actually take to transform a young cadet into a naval officer inside those walls? What really goes on there? You'll find this phrase at the very heart of the academy. "Oh my Lord, increase my knowledge." Now, this is so much more than just a motto. It's the bedrock philosophy for everything they do, this constant, relentless pursuit of learning. You can imagine that's pretty essential when you're commanding the high seas. So, let's get into it. This is the premier naval academy for the Pakistan Navy. It's the absolute foundation of its entire officer corps. Okay, let's lock in the key details so we're all on the same page. The official name is the Pakistan Naval Academy, also known as PNS Rahbar. We're on Manora Island in Karachi. It was officially established back in 1970, and it's a federal military academy, the National Center for Training the Navy's future leaders. But the academy's story really begins way before 1970. It was born out of a critical strategic need for a country to stand on its own 2 feet. Picture this. It's 1947. The newly independent nation of Pakistan is facing a massive challenge. It needs a navy to protect its huge maritime borders, but it has absolutely no institution to train the officers who would lead it. A huge problem, right? So in the beginning, they had to send their officers all the way to the Britannia Royal Naval College in the UK. By 1961, they got creative and converted the cruiser PNS Rahbar into a kind of floating academy. But then came the 1965 Indo-Pak War, and that really highlighted just how risky that was. The PNS Rahbar had to be called into active duty, leaving a huge gap in training. The need for a dedicated, permanent, land-based institution was just undeniable. And so, in 1970, PNS Rahbar was formally established. All right, so now that we know how it came to be, let's get to the heart of the matter, the training itself. That grueling process that forges young cadets into naval officers. You see, the Academy's mission goes so far beyond just teaching navigation and engineering. The real focus, the core of it all, is about instilling a very specific set of values: integrity, duty, courage, and honor. This statement right here, it's basically the blueprint for the entire training program. The path to becoming an officer is a true marathon. It kicks off with an incredibly intense 1.5 years of academic and professional training on campus. Then, the cadets become midshipmen, and for 6 months, they face demanding, hands-on training out at sea. After that, they're finally assigned a specialization, and once they pass their final fleet exams, they're commissioned as sub-lieutenants. But here's something that might surprise you. The Academy's influence stretches far, far beyond Pakistan's borders. It actually plays a huge role in international military diplomacy. 2,000. That number, 2,000, that's roughly how many officers from allied navies have trained right there at PNS Rahbar. And this isn't just about sharing knowledge. It's a really key part of Pakistan's defense diplomacy. It's about building international partnerships from the ground up. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, it means building lasting military alliances and strengthening regional ties, one cadet at a time. I mean, the fact that the Chief of Naval Staff of the Qatari Emiri Navy is an alumnus, that's a perfect example. Every single international graduate becomes a long-term strategic link back to their home country, which really strengthens Pakistan's role in global maritime security. So how does a historic institution like this stay relevant in the 21st century? Well, it all comes down to balancing its deep-rooted values with a constant, forward-looking drive for modernization. You can really see the Academy's dual identity right here. On one side, you have these timeless naval values: faith, character, courage, and commitment. And on the other, you have modern technology, like state-of-the-art simulators, digital learning platforms, and a curriculum that is always evolving. And hey, this isn't just talk. The Pakistan Naval Academy was the very first armed forces academy in the entire country to get an ISO 9001 certification for quality management. That's a huge deal. It's a concrete testament to its commitment to world-class excellence. Over 4,400. That's the number of Pakistani officers the academy has trained.
It represents an unbroken line of leadership, a continuous legacy of safeguarding the nation's seas for more than half a century. Pretty incredible.
So, as maritime threats around the world continue to evolve, PNS Rahbar has to adapt right along with them, which leaves us with a pretty big question. How will its graduates, forged in this unique blend of tradition and technology, meet the challenges of tomorrow's oceans?